life. And now today, here I am sitting down in Central Florida with the love of my life, who's also in the business, having a blast, paying this system forward to as many people as we can find, as many people as we can touch. Anywhere we can find someone that needs a hand up, we're going to reach out and give them a hand up. And it's a blast having your partner on the same page with you and building with you and having fun with you and learning and growing, experiencing and traveling with you. And that's the life we get to live, the life we get to lead because of this system that we're a part of, and because of the relationship and the friendship that I made 30 years ago when I met the Rickards, right? So as you get involved here, more and more involved here, you're looking at a system where you get to take a lot of different products and services out to the marketplace, out to the world, have a positive impact on their life. You get to follow our footsteps, use the system that Rory and Tanya have put together and reach out to people around the world and have a positive impact on their life. If you're looking for a place because you like helping people and you like to build the income that'll give you time freedom and financial freedom, you found that place. We welcome you with open arms. Welcome to the team. And just do like I did 30 years ago. Whether you're brand new and you know nothing about marketing, just know that all the obstacles and all the friction points and everything that is usually the reasons why most people give up on themselves and walk away and don't follow through, Rory and Tanya have solved. They've taken care of all that. Become a student of this industry and become a student of the system that we're working today and master that system. As you get more and more involved in the system, for you new folks, you can move yourself up the ladder, increase your incomes. You're going to have a lot of other things that you can get involved in, like maybe becoming an instructor. Maybe you want to help someone else build their pages, build their system, teach them how this whole plan works, and help them create residual income that's going to have that effect on their life, the time freedom and the financial freedom. As you decide that you want to be an instructor, you're ready, guess what? There's ranks inside becoming an instructor. You help more and more people, you move up. You constantly get the opportunity to move up. How many of you had those dead-end jobs where you just hit that top spot and there was no more room for you to grow? And you're like, gosh, how do I stay here, right? That's never going to happen here. There's always room for you to grow up. And Roy and Tanya will make sure that there's something else up there to set on your goal list and put a target on for you to hit. As you start helping other people, you hit the first rank in this company called Certified System Instructor, CSI. That means you've got at least 10 students that you're helping. Not only are you helping somebody, you're creating more income. These steps and these levels pay you even more. They open up more to you. They open up everything that Rory and Tanya have, like the marketing and the leads. Rory and Tanya become the #1 lead generation company on the planet. They've held that title for 3 decades now. And they invest that into you. There's nobody else out there that pays for your marketing, pays for leads. There's no other company, no other plan, no one else doing that. They figured out a way to do it. And that's what they get to put into you. That's their investment into you. So that from a CSI, you would move up once you got like 50 students, you move up to what we call a gold system instructor, a GSI. And it just keeps going up. From GSI, you go to PSI. From PSI, you go to MSI, which is a Master System Instructor. And when you hit MSI, Master System Instructor, that's when you've got over 100 students. You're helping a lot of people. You're developing other leaders on your team. They're starting to move up the ranks. They're making money. They're going out there. They're sharing, paying it forward and sharing this opportunity with other people as well. And then, you know, the sky's the limit from that point. A master system instructor is somebody who's been there for a while, helped a lot of people, built teams the way Roy and Tanya and the things that we're involved in designed it to be built so you can maximize on the pay level. But then every now and then, there's more things that need to be done, right? As a master system instructor, there's extra trainings to be done. You see people pitching in all the time. There's extra work to be done to make sure we can help Rory and Tanya keep this well-oiled machine running the way it's supposed to and protect it with everything that we have. There's people doing work behind the scenes all the time to make sure you have this business for a long period of time, right? Make sure that this is going to stay here for us to pass on to future generations. Now, when I first got into Goya, which is our customer service department, there was someone there who was one of the trainers that was teaching everybody how to work those phone lines and do the customer service and take care of everything that needs to be done. But I was looking through the list one day and I seen this familiar name to me. And I went, I know that name. I know that person, I think. I need to call that person up and find out if that's the same person that I know. And lo and behold, it was. And then we had this joyous conversation for probably, I don't know, 30 minutes or an hour on the telephone one day, just catching up and figuring things out and talking about how much we love it here and how much, we're going to, how much effort we both have, the passion that we both have to put forward as much as we can to help Rory and Tanya protect this and build it and take it globally and every other dream that they had. We caught on to their vision and I needed help. I didn't understand Goya 100%. There's nuts and bolts inside of there that and protocols that have to be followed, right? And this person became the person that I went to and said, "Here's what I think. Am I right? Yes. Here's what I think. Am I right? Yes." Not that I'm right all the time, but that did happen a lot. But if I wasn't right, this is the first person who would go, "No, no, no, back up. Let me correct that. Here's what that really means." And I'm like, "Ooh, got it now." This is one of the people who I'm not in her pay line. I don't get. She doesn't get paid on me. She didn't have to take the time to teach me any of that stuff when I first got into Goya. That's just her passion for what Rory and Tanya built. That's her love to protect the house. And that's her core of her DNA is to help other people in any way, shape, or can. So she is an MSI. She's moved up there. Outside of Tanya, I call her, the queen of Goya, the queen of customer service, because obviously Tanya's first. But she's right there, right below Tanya, doing everything she can, working long days, helping as many people as she can while still building her team, while still doing all the things that we all have to do every single day to build our incomes and build our team and do everything that you have to do on a daily basis. She's grown into a good friend. She's grown into a sister, and I'm happy that I get to introduce her in just our second week. Um, I don't know what else I can say about her except that I love her. As you get to know her, you're going to love her. Even though she is a redhead, she's really a sweetheart, and don't let her fool you. my friends and one of our MSIs, Miss Linda Horn, this microphone's yours. Love you. Can't wait to hear what you're going to share with everybody and take it away, babe.
Thanks, Niall. And I do have that bittersweet moment. That's just how it is. I am a redhead, but I'm also a female. So there you go, right? So thanks for having me. I really appreciate being here. I will tell you, this is not my forte. I'm not a crowd speaker, but Lord, when I looked at the numbers, I thought, oh, hallelujah. Thank you for being here. Um, we need you. It's so very important. And to grow yourselves, you're in the right place. I will tell you a little bit about me. So, my past history is a little bit of everything. I know some of you have heard this, new people have not. I started out, working in the pizza shop. And that was like soon as I was old enough. I think 15 is when I could start that. And then I just graduated up. Then I went to the grocery and worked in the bakery and worked in the deli and things like that. I liked anything around food because I love to cook and bake. And then I did some secretarial things here and there. I worked on cars for 10 years. I worked on cooling systems, radiators and heater cores. I pulled them out, put them back in. I even got to make a few radiators in my day, learned how to solder. Um, and then, then it was just one of those points of, I needed something different. Excuse me. I get bored very easy. So that's why I multitask. I love to keep both hands moving at the same time and be thinking about everything, right? So I went into the nursing home because my love for the elderly is massive. Unfortunately, I ended up in the Alzheimer's unit. And with when you do things like that, when you're an STNA, CNA, whatever it is that you call it in your area, you have to always think of the good. right? You always have to think about the good in people. And I would always joke, and I tell my mom before I go to work, well, I'm going to make new friends today. Because with Alzheimer's, sometimes they remember you and sometimes they just don't. But I was there to care for them and listen to their stories, which is huge. That's why I love older people, people that have been around and can tell me what they used to do back in the day, how they grew up and what they had. It just fascinates me. So, anyway, and then because of that, I had already been here. I was a student, but was clueless. I'm not, my makeup is not a study person. I have to watch. So when we started getting, different people that would reach out, and God bless her, there was a lady here that has passed, but her name was Brandes Haynes, and she took me by the hand and she helped me out a lot to learn my PBS and understand everything. And I thought, well, okay, I was still in a nursing home, but I had already had a knee injury, back injury, you name it. And I just had to pray about it. I prayed that something would happen, right? Something would be good for me. And so this is it. It was just like God said, it's right in front of you. So I put my head down and went to work, and my team is massive. I've got a lot of people, a lot of wonderful people here. And I just don't know what I'd do without each and every one of them. But with all of that being said, I thought, well, I'm in this company, and I've seen Rory talk and everything, and I'm thinking, yeah, he's too good for me. Because when you grow up not thinking you're worth anything, nobody's going to like you. Nobody with any rapport about them at all is going to care about me. Well, boy, was I wrong. Because the first time I met Rory, I could just tell he's so busy. He's always busy, right? But he took the time still to talk to me. And that just made me feel comfortable. It made me feel like I was home. And then going forward, we had a few more outings and I got to meet Tanya. Um, she's amazing. Now you don't have to make me cry. I'm going to do it on my own. But I've got a bond with them that put the armor on for them. And I just feel like Niall said, I run the support lines, but the reason that I do that is not for me. It's not for my benefit. It's a volunteer position. But I want to make sure that everybody's doing the right thing for this company, and not going out and just saying the wrong thing, doing the wrong thing. We want people here. We love people. Rory and Tanya love everybody. So it's a pleasure to do what I do. I care a lot about people. I want to help people, but you got to help yourself. I can't can can share that life preserver with you, but I really, really, really need you to help me blow up that life preserver and, just be a part of everything. The training that they have now is absolutely simplified. It's simplified. And it's just, when you started years ago, because I've been here for a long time, you started years ago, it was a lot. But now it's just getting simpler and simpler, thanks to the co-founders to put it together. It's just amazing. But all I can tell you is just please don't give up on yourselves. Just hang in there. If you don't know the answer, that's why you ask. There is no dumb question here. And I'm blessed to be here. And I just thank Roy and Tanya for the opportunity to get me out of the workforce and keep me here at home to where I can do what I need to do, watch my grandchildren, take care of my dogs. I need to stop. I've got four. But anyway, just to the pleasure of having that freedom that I need when it's time. If I get a phone call, I need to go pick up somebody at school, I can do it. I can adjust my schedule and do it. So, and I'm still, still able to teach people and moving forward. David is my brand new fella and he's going to do phenomenal. He's going to be running in no time. And I've just got many of you here and I love you all. And that's about all I have to say.
What you want to do, guys, listen to these stories every week, take notes. And you're gonna, if she's related to 10 of you already, but she's also gonna relate to 50 people that you're gonna talk to in the future. And you get to say, my friend Linda, my friend Linda, that's what you get to say. I heard her story when she first told it, and this is what it can do for you. This is the difference it made in her life. This is what it can do for you. Get to know every leader that comes on here and shares their story and their love and their passion, but also know there's a big team of people behind you protecting this business, this company, and everything that Roy and Tanya built forever. Because we want to pass it on to future generations as well. So we're busy protecting it so you can pass it on to future generations also. And Linda, do you want to introduce our keynote speaker and co-founder of this fabulous company?
I sure would. I want everybody to please get your pens and your notepads out and pay close attention to this lady. The most organized person that I know, but also the most down to earth and lovely person you could ever meet. Um, I love her to death, and I've grown closer and closer and closer, and I can't be more outside the family, but part of the family. So, with that being said, I'd like to introduce Miss Tanya Rickard, and she is going to drop some knowledge on you.
Thank you so much, Linda. And you are part of the family. So you're not outside the family. You're in the family. You are the family. That's what we get to do here, you guys. We get to meet amazing people like Linda, and we get to connect, and we have a common purpose and a common path, and we work together. And I just love her. There isn't anything I wouldn't do for her. If she called me up and said she needed me, I'd get a ticket and fly out to see her and help her out. That's how I feel about her. That's how I feel about some of the leaders here. We're just so lucky to have the leaders that we have. And you guys, she's right and Niall's right. We have this great opportunity here, and it's unlike anything you guys have ever seen before because it's not out there. As a matter of fact, many of our mentors, Rory and I, when we started doing this, told us we were crazy. They said, what are you doing now? You're crazy. That's not going to happen. It's not going to work for you. You're not going to be able to help other people who haven't invested in themselves, don't know how to be a self-employed. They don't know how to work hard. They don't know how to focus. But we didn't believe them, and we pushed forward. And we tweaked it and made it better. Like Linda said, like Niall said, we have tweaked things, made it better every single time. And you guys, truthfully, the only person that's going to stop you from achieving is you. So I'm here to help you out with that. Last week we talked a little bit about a few questions I asked you guys. I'm going to reiterate those because they're so important that I think these questions need to be asked almost every week, I think. But everybody came into this program looking for something, wanting something. Okay. 99, I'd say, I'm going to take a shot here and say 99% of you were looking for financial help, right? So the questions that I asked for those of you who are new, these questions are for you because I already asked them from last week. But I want you guys to ask yourself the question, what do you want to achieve here? Why are you here? What are you looking for here with Triple R? What is the outcome that you're wanting? And you guys, it's really important to follow this path down and say, why? Why? Keep asking why until you've come up with the real reason, because you're going to find that. And it's not as simple as you think it is sometimes. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it is, but there's also other reasons why. So when you get to the end of that why chain, I like to call it, why is that important to you? Why do you want it? What are you looking for? What is the outcome that you're wanting with that? And again, you can go down that why chain. I love to say that. But the end of the day is whatever it is that you come up with while you're here, is that worth fighting for? Is that what worth fighting for? Because change is harder than you think it is. because it's just different, right? It's just something different that you've not done before and you don't know. And not knowing is scary. Even when it really isn't scary because we have a whole bunch of love coming at you here to help you guys grow and develop and to make yourselves better. So it really isn't scary, but you don't know that yet. You don't know that. You're new. You don't know. So is it worth fighting for? And the other questions, if a problems occur, because let me tell you, life is problems. Life is incidences. There's just going to be problems in your life. There's always going to be something that comes up, especially if you've ever noticed when you get into a path of change and trying to work for yourself and do something different, things get thrown in your path because it's not something that you're used to. And change doesn't happen until you change yourself, right? So you change yourself and then change happens. So you have to be the person that wants that change. So is it worth fighting for? Are you willing to stay active and push through those hard times? And if your answer is no, then you don't know why you really are doing this, what you're really looking for. You don't really know the outcome of that one. So one of the things that I'm gonna talk about. So every week when we come in here, guys, I'm just gonna give you guys a little bit of some personal growth and development. Rory and I have been in this industry doing this for over 30 years, together 60. You had to put both of us together over 60 years. And it's really taught me, gosh, I've been blessed, you guys, from my parents on through my grandparents and through pushing me through mentors that have really helped and molded my life. And I just want to give back to you guys in that way. And God is amazing and He's blessed my life with that. And so each time we're going to come in here and just share a little bit of that. We'll also sometimes have keynote speakers. When we introduce something new to the system, that's always going to be on a Tuesday as well. They follow it up on Saturdays. But for this particular day, I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about investing in your time, investing in you, working forward, you guys. All of this is laid out for you. We have this amazing system here. And it absolutely is amazing. I mean, every single step along the way is documented for you. Okay. And every one of our leaders here have gone through the system. They've all worked it. And believe me, there's not one of them haven't wanted to quit. Not one of them. Just because it's different. It's something that they didn't see, or maybe they got in their own way of success and were busy doing the little things instead of the action items to make them the money that they needed to make. Or maybe they were too invested in certain areas. I want to say this nicely. So you guys, I say it black and white. That's how I am. I say it real. There's no gray area for me. So that's just, but I say it with love. So please take it with love. But sometimes there's little things or things that get in your way, or people that are negative and talk to you about certain things, and they get in your way and they get in your head, and it changes everything. So you have to stay focused on your why, what you're doing here. And you guys, I want to tell you something I love, is time doesn't care how much money you have or how smart you are. One thing I love about it's an equalizer, guys, because you can't save time for later and you can't borrow it from the future. Time is the equalizer for everybody. Every morning we wake up with the same 24 hours in that day. It's the most precious thing you have because you cannot buy it. You cannot save it and you can't get it back. So it's the most precious thing that you have in this life. And you guys, the thing about time is that I was very blessed to understand this concept and know that I had to master it to be able to achieve things. And I run several businesses. You guys didn't hear Niall's introduction, but I run several businesses. I am the back end to almost every business. Well, not almost every business we own. Okay. So I have a lot of stuff on my plate too, but I understand the value of time, the value of making the most out of that time. And how to know when to put things together to work on and when to separate them and do things separately. And it's just I have lived this way for many years now, over 40, I think. And so it's just been that direction of knowing it. But time is what I like to call it's the shoes and handbags area, because you know why women like shoes and handbags? I'm going to tell you guys, men, because it doesn't matter what size you are. And that's the same with time. Time doesn't matter what size you are. They don't care. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter how smart you are. It all depends on you and what area you're willing to work in, how you're willing to direct. There's this amazing quote. His name is Arnold Bennett. He was a writer from the early 1900s. He wrote in his lifespan, I think it was like 30 years of writing, maybe 40 years of writing. He wrote over 34 novels, 13 plays, and like 7 short stories, like with different series. I mean, he just pushed it. He was amazing. Also, his journals with over like 1 million words written. He understood the value of time. And he said, well, his quote is, "Time is the raw material of everything. Without it, all is possible. I mean, with it, all is possible. Without it, nothing is possible. The supply of time is a daily dose of your miracle. Use it." So I totally butchered that, so I'll repeat it. It says, "Time is the raw material of everything. With it, all is possible. Without it, nothing is possible. The supply of time is your daily dose of miracle. Take it. It's your gift from God. Take it. Use it." So like I said, every morning we wake up with those same 24 hours. And you guys, I have several people, several different mentors would say to me, "Tanya, how are you getting all this done?" What? You only have 24 hours. What are you doing? When they would look at my schedules, because I'm one that reviews my processes all the time to make sure I'm taking the right path and doing the right thing. I just don't quit. I don't take excuses. I just move forward and get it done. No one else is going to do it, right? No one's going to do the job that you need to do. Only you. No one's going to make your life better, because guess what? You're not owed anything, but you're given much. So you get to decide what you do with it. You get to decide what you do with it. So only you can use the time that you have right now, or only you can waste the time that you have right now. And if you don't use your time right, you waste it. One day is precious, you guys. One day. So if you understand, you lose a day, you can't get that back. You can't, it's gone now. Your time is absolutely gone. So it's the most important thing because of it, because we're only blessed with so much time in this life. Many of us know people who have gone early from this life. I know I have several family members that passed on way too early. And you can't get, you think sometimes, well, what a shame. But when you look at their life, did they live their life fuller than they needed to be? Maybe they did, because they had this innate sense that they had to push through. I know the people that I know were like that. They accomplished so much. They loved so much. They supported so much, because I must have had some knowledge that they had to push through. And you guys, I'm sure I do not want to waste 1 second of my life with anything. I make sure my day is where it needs to be and moving forward. So how you spend your time actually affects your happiness. I don't know if you guys know this, but people who sit around, watch TV, don't do anything, they're really unhappy people. They really are. If you look at anybody that's a successful person in life, they don't do those things. One of our mentors would say, successful people have a lot of libraries. Everybody else has big TVs. That is the true key. Successful people have libraries because they're investing in themselves to grow and become a better person. Because like I said before, change happens when you change, right? Growth happens when you grow. You put your mindset on and you focus, and that's what you want. And it's going to happen for you. And so I love that quote. And ever since then, I just don't care. I move forward knowing that the time that I have for my free time is what I'm going to give to my family. For sure. That's what that's my priority with my free time. Let's see. If you can't fit everything into your day, your life will get messed up. So if you're not fitting everything in and you're not scheduling it out like you need to do it, you guys, your life is going to get messed up, because things are going to be dropped along the wayside. And anybody here who's been here for any amount of time knows I plan everything, literally everything. It's the best way to live, because I can accomplish what I need to accomplish. And if something happens, like today, I had a mess up, and boy, I did not like it, because I had a call that ran instead of an hour, it's an hour and a half. And it happens sometimes, right? But you just adjust the best you can and push forward. But the great thing about my schedule is I always do that hard thing first. The most important thing that I need to do that day, I do that very first, unless I can't help it. Because that way, if something happens like that and it gets pushed out, I've done what I needed to do, what I needed to accomplish before I go to bed. And it just helps me fit time into my life. Let's see, I'm trying to think things down here. I like to write an outline because I get like carried away on tangents. But let's see, my mentor's definition of time is, life is not just the passing of time. Life is a collection of experiences, their frequency and their intensity. And he used to say this to me on a regular basis. So I would do monthly check-ins with him, and he would say that, Tanya, life isn't just a passing of time. Life is a collection of experiences, their frequency and their intensities. So do we know, we don't know how long we have on this earth, but we do know the time that we have in each day. We all have it. We all know what we're going to do with it. So with that, I wanted to share with you guys a few different time management essentials, and then I'm going to go into some, like a little system that I have for it. But you guys, I quote this all the time because I freaking love this quote, but it's when should you start your day? As soon as you finish planning it, right? You plan your day well and leaving room for surprises if you can. But once you've planned for the day, a productive day will start. So if you have it planned out and you're ready to go, your day will be productive because it's right there in paper, right there before you. And I do like paper, guys. I use a Google Calendar because that's how my husband and I can schedule things together. And it's also how, you know, our different partners that we work with and our assistant can help us schedule things as well. But I write everything down. We'll talk about that at the end, though. When your time becomes much more valuable this way, and you won't wait around to start your day. You won't wait around and floundering. People get ready because they haven't planned. They don't know their structure. They don't know their priorities. They definitely don't know their goals. So the next question is, when do you start your week? And again, it's as soon as it's planned. Planning a whole week can be tough though, but it's worth it. And you'll get better at it as you practice it, right? Always leaving time. I always tell everybody, leave time for surprises and also leave time for a BRT. Leave time for an appointment. Not a BRT, but a session to talk to somebody, to connect with someone. Leave time in your day for that. And if you don't fill it, you always fill it with action items, right? That's a time management's a different topic there. But the third question is, when do you start your month? You guys are you getting the hint here? As soon as it's planned, that's when you start it. Where do you need to, I do this all the time, guys. I do it actually at the beginning of the year so I can have it all set for my year. I plan my year. That's the next one coming up. But where do I need to go? What activities do I have? Birthdays, anniversaries, trips, different holidays, everything like that. And I write it all down. And I just make sure I have everything down that I need to do that I need to know for that month, so that when I come down to break down my schedule, I know I have the outline for it, right? And then it's the same thing with your year. When do you start your year? As soon as it's planned. So I know it's really hard to plan a year minute by minute. I'm not asking you guys to do that, but you just need to think about the year, think about your goals, think about your priorities, and have an action plan at least for 90 days. 90 days will set you up, and then follow it through with another 90. Now, I did on Saturday, I did a quick little goal assessment at the end of 90 days. I'm going to follow that up, you guys. I have PDFs and all that stuff for you guys on Saturday. So that'll be followed up there. But you guys, the great thing here, I want to tell you guys, I had this experience where I had it all planned out. I had my goals, I had a system, I had everything done. And then within the first 90 days, I had to throw it all out the window and start over. You know why? Because I had already made so much progress. I had more progress made than I thought I would make. And so I had to reformat it and reschedule it all out. But it's a good thing, you guys. It's a good thing because I knew what I wanted. I knew where I was going, and I had a game plan, an action plan to get there. And you guys, anybody will achieve if they have that and they're looking at it regularly. You're invested in yourself and you're making sure. And for many of you guys that are joining here, most people work a 9 to 5 or an 8 to 10 or 12 to whatever. They work so many hours, some people, and that's okay. But that's what you're used to, right? That's the path you're used to. But when you work for yourself, you don't have somebody telling you what to do all the time. You are that person. So you get to take your free time and you get to schedule it out and say, okay, my goal is this. Maybe it's to quit your job. Maybe it's to be able to spend more time with your grandchildren. Maybe it's to travel. I don't know, whatever that is for you. That's your goal, right? That's the outcome of the input that you're going to put in. So then make your action plan. It's very achievable by showing up for yourself and working through things and being consistent. You can do that. So yeah, that's why I said, I already told you guys within the first 90 days. Yeah, I multiplied my success, you guys, and you will do the same thing. I multiplied my success within 90 days. And I was like, wow. I told my story. I kind of gave a little bit of my background couple of weeks ago, but basically when I started in this industry, I was a single mother, and my mom was watching my kids so that I could work my regular job. And then when I asked her if she would watch them for me to continue to work a second job, I had to have a plan, man, because I was one of those kinds of people that I respected my elders, and I decided that I couldn't just ask for them to sacrifice, even though they loved my children. I couldn't ask them to sacrifice without me having a game plan of action. because I knew who my father was. I wasn't going to go up to my military father and tell him, hey, I'm going to do this for a little bit and try it. He'd be like, no, what's your outcome? What's your income? How much you're doing? What's your game plan, Tanya? You're not going. So I had to make sure I went up to him and had everything and all my T's crossed, all my I's dotted. So I learned that's when I really learned time management, because I only had so many hours that I could do this, and I only had a year. I asked them for a year to help me to watch my children when I couldn't be there, so that I could invest in their future. And God loves families, you guys. He puts them there for a reason, and I was really lucky. And within my first 90 days, I was already surpassing everything. And because I respected my father so much, I went to him and showing him my outcome and asked him to help me reassess for the next. And he joined me. He joined me in the industry and started helping, going along with it, because he saw what I was doing. And I was a young daughter that was doing all this, and if I could do it, he could. And sure enough, he did. One of the things I want to, again, I'm going to reiterate some of these little quotes, and a lot of these are just sayings from my mentor or from other mentors. I've heard they've said the same things, but I was blessed in the industry. I was in the financial industry very, very young. I was going to university and working there, and I got in because of my mother, helped me in there. And I was placed in this group with a really wonderful woman. And in the time that I was in this industry, it was 95% men. There was just a few females. And I was placed in the group with a woman who was wonderful, and she really directed and guided my steps. And I really looked up to her, and she would, I just wanted to be her. She was, to me, and she was that Jackie O, that amazing woman that just had it all: patience, kindness, class act, And so she was the one that would tell me a lot of these things. And I learned later, she learned them from Jim Rohn. But the thing, you run the day or it runs you, right? That's the number one essential. You run the day or it runs you. It's so much better to be on offense than defense. It's so much better to be on offense than defense. If y'all play football, I had boys, they all played. So you guys understand, defense, you're holding it back, right? You don't really get to make any gains forward. I mean, sometimes you get lucky and you get to intercept that ball, right? But most of the time you're blocking and you're holding the line. You're not letting them through. You don't get to make any forward progress. The offense is where you make that forward progress, is where you're making the runs, and you get to go out the side sweeps, and that's where you get to make the progress. So if you have your day planned out, then you can run that day, and you won't be on defense all day. And boy, sometimes that happens. We wake up on the wrong side of the bed, or maybe went to bed late or missed the alarm or something. That happens to all of us. And then, boy, I'm not in that that mindset, right? And I'm playing defense all day, and do not come and talk to me, because I'm not your friend at that moment. So make sure that you guys know that, and it's just so much easier to prepare. My husband will be driving the car, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm driving offensively," and he's like, "Wait," I'm like, "No, he's giving me crazy, scaring me a little bit there." But yeah, so let's not drive offensively. Let's just go the speed limit. Say that one. He's looking at me. Truth though. Okay, let's see. Okay, where was I? I just lost my train of thought there with him. Oh, starting something isn't hard, but after a while it controls you, right? So it's learning how to handle that control. So if you're starting a new business now, starting it isn't the hard part. It's learning how to control it, and learning how to work it, and learning how to stick to it. So everyone here, we all have a system. We all have pathways for you guys. And to be successful, you need to follow the system. You need to make sure you understand that, so that it controls you, and you can control your time. You can control this new adventure that you have for you. And it's super important to do that, because again, days are expensive. You spend one day and you have one less day to spend. And that is a wonderful way to look at it. You spend one day, you have one less to spend. So right now, what we all need to do is put time into work and have it build for us, right? So some of us right now, because here we are, where if you're brand new starting a business, how many of you guys are not going to put in just a little bit, like 30 minutes here and there, right? You're not going to see any change with that. But if you're going to focus and put your time into right now building and growing, how much time is that for you? Are you able to spend your 8 hours? Are you able to spend 14 hours? Are you able to spend 4 hours? Whatever that is for you. But make sure that you have your game plan and that you're able to focus on what needs to be done right now, so that you can shift your focus on that. Now, within your set time or whatever you have, you guys, I always tell everybody, give us a year, you do exactly what we tell you to do. doing the action items first, the hard items first, and making sure that you set up your schedule, you will be amazed by the end of that year. And then you can start to focus your shift. You can shift your focus on other things that you want to do. That's when you can travel. That's when you can spend more time with your family. That's when you can do all the other things that you want to do. But I know everybody here is building. We're all in build mode. Nobody here is in management mode yet. And so we all need to have our blinders on and our head down and our shoulder pushed to that wheel, grinding out. So it's not the hours you spend, but it's what you accomplish. Okay, I'm saying that again because I want y'all to understand this. It's not the hours you spend, but it's what you accomplish that matters in those times. So maybe something that I could do in an hour would take you 4. I don't know, right? But here's what I do know. When you first start something new, when I was first doing the sales, I was getting maybe 1 in 20, 1 in 15. And I got a little bit better. So I worked hard and I got a little bit better and a little bit better and a little bit better until I was getting like 1 in 8, 1 in 9, 1 in 10. And then I started getting 8 out of 10 is what was my number was by the end of it. I was getting about 8 out of 10. 2 were saying no to me. I was a hard person to say no to at that point. I was good because I had developed the skill about how to talk to people because I believed in what we were offering. Just like now, it's not a skill so much as that it's belief. I have a belief in what we're doing because I know it works. I see it. So if you guys don't have that skill yet, then you're going to have to spend more time until you get it. But do not fill your hours with the things that do not bring you closer to your goals. So many people waste time with the chitty chatty. I absolutely do not like social media. I get on it, but I have it actually scheduled. I get on it because I need it for work and I get off it. This is so important to me. So I'm going to talk about this for a moment. I apologize. I see so many children watching their parents on their phones and they want their attention. They want their attention. They can't get it. My grandchildren never have to worry about that one with Rory or I. Even my husband, he'll be on a call. He'll say, excuse me, my grandson needs me. And he'll take it because our grandchildren will never, ever know that they come second to a phone. That's not going to happen. But I watch marriages destroyed over TikTok, literally over Instagram, over Facebook, because there's so many people are spending time on that and they're developing on that they're not really accomplishing anything else. So yes, we do need it. We do need it a little bit. Because we're also on here, we're building blog pages, right? We're building pages and we're going to be posting ads. We're going to be doing those things those are action items. And we're going to be posting some of our links to some of our Facebook or whatever. And those are important, but make sure you prioritize those where they need to be and you spend the time that you have allocated for those. So you're not wasting your day with it. So this is why I get into your clear goals. If you have clear goals, you know what you want. And then you can work it backwards, right? And that helps you with your time management because I know now every day, I know exactly what my goal is, you guys. Every single day, I know what it's going to be because I know what my goal is. And I've broken it down to 3 months, monthly, weekly, daily. So I know that I call them needle movers, those action items that are needle movers that are going to move you closer to your goal, to what you want. And I really believe that we're here to grow and develop ourselves to be better and better in all areas. And so if we do not have those goals, we don't know what we're doing. And some people hit it out of the park and they get lucky, right? Lightning strikes once, but it doesn't happen continually. So developing patterns and habits, that will help you. So by prioritizing your goals and keeping a view on your goals will help you set up your plan of action and you can achieve everything that you want. So I believe in writing in paper. So we're going to talk a little bit about time management with the schedule. I believe I have to have a digital format. Again, like I said, I share that out with everybody because we work in teams. So I think a digital format, we use Google Calendar here, whatever works for you, is very important because like I said, I can share that with other people. My husband and I, we live on schedules, literally. So we have to. I always have my schedule and his open. I think I showed that on Saturday where I have mine and his, and then I will move around my schedule. So every Sunday, sometimes Saturday, but usually Sunday, after my worship, I will go and go through my schedule and prepare myself for the following week. I'll look at his schedule, I'll look at mine, and I'll see if I can move things around to accommodate whatever he needs or whatever I need to get done. And that's how I do it. And I have it up digitally so I can see it and work through it. And then I follow it up with paper because I want something open on my desk. And if you guys are like me, you have tons of screens and tabs opened and you cannot have your schedule open. So I have it on paper right next to me so that I can see what I have going on. and it helps me. And then at the beginning of every single day, I write down my top 3 priorities every single day, you guys, in the morning. Now, this is also called my AM routine. And if you ever look at my schedule, it'll say AM routine because I have already done my Bible study. I've already done my workout. I've already done anything else I needed to do, got ready. And then I have my AM routine where I'm going to sit down and write down my top 3 priorities of that day. What thing do I absolutely have to get done before I go to bed? It has to get done today. And that's what I do. I mean, like I said, sometimes I cannot be, and it's rare, but it's because I have a meeting with somebody whose schedule will only allow a certain time. And so I'll finagle that, but that's what I'll do first. Then I have my second and I have my third. And like today, I did not get my third done. It's just, there's still a few hours in the day, so I might, but I didn't get it done because I had a call that went an hour and a half long, kind of stressed me out a bit, but at least I got my first thing done and I got my second thing done. So that happens, right? So that's what I do. So every single day in the morning, I set myself up for success. I start with gratitude because gratitude reflects your attitude. And by giving gratitude to God, it totally takes away depression, it takes away anxiety, and it helps focus you. And I know we all suffer from those. And every single one of us have something to be grateful for because we're living and breathing. So every single one of us have something to be grateful for. So starting it out like that, and then I'm working my way through my day. So I love having a monthly goal session. So usually the end of the month, I'll do the last Saturday or Sunday of that month, and I'm setting up for the next couple of months. Usually I'll be adjusting because I've already set up my year, but I'm adjusting those. And then I take that monthly to that weekly and then daily. I really do. And that's how I accomplish running over 10 businesses, working with my husband on a regular basis, helping recruiting, helping training, helping all of the back end. That's how I do all that, with also fitting in time with my family and time for my God, which is number one priority for me. So I just want to also say, this was something that my mentor would say, is don't confuse being busy with achieving something. So do not confuse being busy with achieving something. Everybody can be busy. Doesn't mean you're doing something. It just means you're busy, doing the busy work, right? So if you look at your schedule as well, you got to take a look at that and realize, make sure that you are allocating the time that you need for the actual things. And I'm going to say that over and over again, you guys, because so many people will sit down to work and they'll log in and start doing things. And it's like an hour later and they're like, oh, well, I only have 30 more minutes. And now they're going to try to get to work. You're not going to achieve change without changing yourself. So let me give you guys a few things as well. Concentration is key. And being distracted is dangerous, right? My mentor would say, being distracted is just like driving on the phone. You can kill somebody. And it's the same thing. Being distracted in a job, it's dangerous because your focus isn't where it needs to be and you're not going to achieve what you need to achieve. So while you'll be here and your mind's on other things, you're not actually getting done what you need to get done. You're not connecting with people. And at the end of the day, this is all about people. We love people. We want to be help people. So don't start your business day until you're at your office or your office space, right? This is really important, guys, because when you work from home, when you work for yourself, you have to prioritize your family time too. Your spouses will thank you for it. Believe me, this took some time with my husband to get it down, but we had to figure it out. So when you're at your workspace, as we work from home, so when you're at your workspace, that's when you're allowed to talk about work and go through the things with work. But when you're away from that, focus on what you are right there. Your family, whatever it is that you're doing that at that time. I'm very, very particular. When I'm working, it's one thing at a time. When I'm with my family, it's one thing at a time. Now, if I'm doing something else, I can stack things. Like I can clean and cook and do all the things I need to do for a home, take care of a home. That's easy. But I'm not going to stack other things because they're not important. They respect my focus. We had a couple of these people in the industry there where they were jokesters and they joke around and screw off and nobody. It was fun to be with them and hang out with them at the company parties. But nobody respected them in the office. They weren't making money. They weren't closing deals. And we all knew they weren't going to be there long. Jackie, she's in the same industry as me, so she knows what I'm talking about. She said, yes. So make sure that you're focused on your priorities, what you need to do, and do not let people distract you. Do not let people, even people here, we love you all, but don't let them distract you from your goal, because this is something that's so, so important, you guys. When you say yes to something, you say no to something else. Okay? So when you're saying, yeah, I can do that, you're saying no to the other free time that maybe was allocated for something else. So just keep in mind, if you say yes, you're saying no to something else, and make sure that yes is worth that no that you're given. Because a lot of people, and this is the next point, is learn to say no. A lot of people can't say no. And I was exactly that way, especially as a young mother. I could never say no. And I learned real quick how to say no, because it's easy to fill up your schedules. And it's hard to go back and say, I'm sorry, I can't do that now. That's what's really hard. And then you look like a flake, and then your word isn't your bond. So don't, if you can't do it, you say you can't do it. And if you find the time, then you surprise, yes, I can do that now. I found some time. And that's amazing. Do it that way. But when you're doing something, make sure you're all in. So the next thing I want to say was make sure you guys are analyzing yourself honestly. Okay. I always tell everybody this. You be your own boss. Would you hire you? Are you hireable? I mean, you're working for yourself now, friends. At the end of the day, was that person a terrible employee, or did they kick some butt? That's up to you. So you analyze yourself, and not only yourself, but you need to make sure that you're taking account of all your different processes. And like I just said, I always I go through my processes for goals. I go through my process for time management. I'm always reviewing that. I'm also reviewing the things that need to get done in jobs. And even I was talking to Rory about this today. We were looking at different systems, and could Rory do it? Absolutely. The guy's brilliant, and he can do any kind of programming, any systems. That he's the man for that. He can do it all. But is it worth his time? Not always. No. So if you need to hire somebody for it, then hire somebody for it. Now, right now, when you're starting out in a new situation, you guys need to be all in and learn everything that you can learn and do everything you can do, and then you can figure it out later. But for instance, I used to do my own taxes, and I hated it, but I did it until I realized that even by paying the tax accountant, I saved way more money than that, and it was worth it. And it saved my time. And then, yes, I paid him a fee for it, but also I saved so much more money. So develop your processes. If you're not the best person for that job, get somebody else to do it. You're working in a team here. Maybe you take on something, they take on something else. You never know. You can work together to grow and build. Now, don't be pushing your stuff on somebody else, though, because that will not make me happy. And we can get into that. That will not make me happy. But work as a team, right? Work as a team and build together, because you are growing and making money together. If I make money when you make money, you make money when your person makes money. And that's how it goes all the way down the line. So make sure you're reviewing your processes, even if it's a computer program. Some people want to do data input and they do different things. There's actually a better way, a faster way to do it. And I think Rory's pretty much the man in all this. And he has really tightened it up with our new CRM, with our all the new processes that are going on. He's tightened it up, guys. So you don't have to worry about that, but look at your other processes. Look at your time schedule. Look at the way you're accounting for yourself, and be honest, you guys. Be honest, because I promise you one thing: that TV you're watching isn't paying you. That the Twitter feed that you're following isn't paying you. So make sure you're honest with yourself, because you're only cheating yourself. And the last thing I want to say, you guys, is make sure you have a mentor. Make sure you have somebody that it can level you up. And guess what? Sometimes you're going to outgrow your mentor and you find another one. You just keep going. Then you switch places and you become their mentor. Because as you grow and change, you're going to grow and change. And either they're going to grow and change with you, or you're going to grow and change without them. And that's how it goes. So I just want to take these things away. You guys take these things away. I'm going to restructure all these, guys, so that you can have my notes here. I have an outline for you, because of course I do. Of course I have an outline for you. You're welcome. So time management is the essential for success in both personal and professional life. That's the takeaway here. You need to learn these are the steps: prioritize, focus, stay alert, and you will achieve your goals. So you could only reach the potential if you follow your goals and you allow your time to fit in everything that you need to fit in. Then you'll have a positive impact for the future. And what is your future affecting? Who is your future affecting? And now go back to those questions. Why are you here? That will tell you what your future is affecting. So that is everything I have for you guys today. That's it. I wanted to make sure you guys understand. Literally, you guys, I plan my year out. Literally, I replan every month, I replan every week, and I replan every day. I really do, because things happen. And I want to be successful, and I want to get the most out of my life, because I only got this life. That's it. Then I got to go back and tell him what I did with it, the time he gave me. So I have a higher knowledge and someone that I want to love and respect what I'm doing as well. So I wish you guys much success, much happiness. I know you guys can do it. Fix your time, fix your why, get your attitude going, and you guys can achieve great things. And we're here to help you along the way. So, and we love you guys. So anything you want to add, Rory, who's listening? Anything?
You did awesome. I'll see him on the millionaire.
Okay. Rory, we'll see you guys on the specialized training that he has next. So God bless you guys. Have a great night.